Hey Stampers, Kim from StampingAtPerfection.com. Thanks for joining me today. So I'm working on a card that I'm making for a class that I was taking, and this is it's a watercolor class, and the lesson was to watercolor within an embossed image. And I've done this several times, or many times, and I really enjoy it. I usually use white or black embossing powder, but I thought this time I would go with Altenew's rose gold color. It's a really pretty rose gold color. It's more on the gold side than the rose side, and I used my VersaMark ink, my embossing buddy, stamped the image, and then heat set it. Now the stamp set that I used the Altenew's Lace Up stamp set, and it's got one huge image. It's got some smaller hearts, but it's got some fantastic sentiments and a fun variety of fonts with those sentiments. So I thought this would be a really fun stamp set to use. So I'm going to use my Altenew watercolors, and I've got a couple of the water brushes that Altenew has also. The kit actually comes with a water brush, and then they have 3 different sizes that you can order as a set, a small, medium, a large set of water brushes. So it's very handy. And when the first day that I got the watercolors, I created this this swatch set so that I could see what it looked like, you know, as it came out of the pan, and then as I added a little bit of water, and I labeled each one, and I made sure that I did it so that this is in order here. So when I use this, I stand this up in front of me so I can refer to the colors, because what they look like here doesn't necessarily translate to what they look like on paper. So I like to have that tool in front of me. I also have a paper towel, and I have a bunch of extra water brushes because I tend to go through a lot of water when I watercolor. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, make sure this one has water in it. Yes, it does. I'm going to put some water. Now I've got a little soap in this, unfortunately. We'll see how that affects things. But what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take and wet down my paper, and I'm just going to do this whole flower because it's heat embossed. The embossing actually resists. It acts almost like a barrier, so that when I'm painting one part, it doesn't bleed into other parts. So that's pretty fun. And I just want to get enough water so that when I drop the colors in, the colors will actually spread. Like, I want them to mix together. I can always add more water, so I'll just start in this corner over here. Okay, so all I know is I want bright, fun colors, and I'd like to see how some of the colors mix. So I thought I would use a blue and a yellow. And I love this blue. This is not a pure blue. It's already got some green in it. So let's start here. So I thought I would just drop in some blue along the base of these big petals. This is my favorite color. This is one of the lagoon. This is the lagoon, I think. And I just really think this is a really pretty color. Like, I would wear this color. Put that in the middle also. Clean off my brush a little bit. And I'll just wipe my brush on the paper towel next to me before I go into another color. So now I'm going to go into the yellow. And I'm just going to drop some of the yellow in. And I'm hoping that the water mixes it, and that I get a little bit more of a green in between. And I already feel like I need some extra water to mix them together. Okay. And then I'm just going to continue to do this with different colors. And I'm going to work on different parts of the, even though it's embossed, I'm still not going to work on parts next to each other, so that they don't like mix. So I'll go on to a different part. So I'm going to take a clean brush and let's do this over here. Do this whole side. I did this with a set of colored pencils. I got some Marvy watercolor pencils and I did this image with that, and I really loved the way it came out. So I think I'm going to go with some bright pink. I'm going to use this Puffy Heart color. And let this mix in a couple different places where I have the water. Clean off my brush. And then I'm going to pull in some yellow. And let the water do the work. And I have trouble being patient letting the water do the work. So that's something that I'm definitely working on with my watercoloring. Okay, so let's bring in some more of that blue in some of the other spots. Or maybe a darker blue this time. Darker blue, like this desert night color. Let's add some yellows to that. Let's use a little blue and red. Okay, now I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll remove the tape, add a sentiment and some sequins, because every card should have some sequins, and then call it a day on this card. So I've let this dry, and I'm going to carefully remove the tape. And one of the tips I've been given is that if you pull it at an angle like this, it's less likely to take your paper off. So I've actually found that to be true. Although this frog tape that I'm using, this is that yellow frog tape, actually works really well. And I really like it because it comes in that big plastic container. It comes in this big plastic container that actually keeps it from getting all raggedy in the humidity, which is a good thing because it's been super humid around here lately. Okay, so that's done, and I was just trying to make it as colorful as possible. I was trying to put as many colors in and get them to blend and, you know, just in a fun way. Just playing around with this technique. So I'm going to take one of the sentiments from this lace up. This is again from Altenew, and this is "You Are Made of Awesome." I love that. So "You Are Made of Awesome." I'm thinking this would be a perfect sentiment to send to my daughter, because if she's made of awesome, she had to get it from somewhere, which is what I'm going to write in the inside of the card. Like, I wonder who you inherited the awesome from. Okay, so I want that to go up there, and the last time I used this, my magnet, the bar magnet, stuck to my tripod base, and wowee, I couldn't get it off. There we go. Alright, so let me just check this placement again. Perfect. Now, I might have to do this more than once because this is the Canson cold press watercolor paper, and it's got a lot of texture. So I find that I have to stamp this 2 or 3 times usually. I'm using my Altenew. Ooh, this is pretty good. I'm going to do it once more. Oh, it's such a delicate little sentiment in script. So, so, so pretty. But I usually do it 2 or 3 times, but actually that worked out really well. That's beautiful. Can you see that sentiment? So pretty. Very subtle. Perfect sentiment. One of the things I really love about the Altenew stamp sets is the sentiments that they include, because they're always so inspiring, and I feel like if I'm making cards that I'm going to give to students or family and friends, I love the inspirational messages that they're sending. Like, "You are made of awesome" is a pretty amazing sentiment. How pretty is that? Now, I do want to add a few, I almost feel like I want to add jewels to this. So let me dig out my jewels. I have a couple different ones. These are little things from Lucy's cards. These are chunky ice. Those look too big. I feel like there needs to be a jewel right there. I don't know. And the other ones I have, these are also from Lucy's cards, but there's a mix of sizes of these jewels, and they're sort of silver mirror jewels. Oh, I really kind of like that. So I might put a few of those in, just because every card should have some sparkle. I know this is going to make it harder to send, but I like that this also has a variety of sizes. And that's one thing when you're ordering your sequins and stuff, you do want to pay attention to whether it's all one size jewel or whether you're getting a variety of sizes, because it depends on what you like. Okay, and I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to attach those. And again, I'm using my multimedia mat. I'm using my quick stick, and I'm going to just kind of smoosh this into a tiny tip there. It's got like clay or something at the end that allows you to smush it on and pick it up. Then put it back down. Now, and the reason I like this glue is because it does dry clear. Like, I'm not very coordinated here. And I tend to get glue all over. There are ways to do this so it's neater. But dinner's ready, and I want to get up there and eat because I'm starving. So I want to finish this card and get my video cooking. There we go. And then I'm going to call it a day on that card. Super colorful, great sentiment, very easy technique. So another great way to use your Altenew watercolors, or whatever watercolors you're using, just for fun. And just, you know, play around with mixing the colors, see what you come up with, see how they mix on the paper that you're using. So it's kind of a fun experiment. So thanks for watching. Give this video a like. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video with your friends. Stop by my blog at stampingimperfection.com, and I will include some links, and these will be affiliate links. I do receive a little something from the company if you choose to purchase with these links at no cost to you. But I thank you very much because that helps me keep my blog and YouTube channel going. So I will include those links on my blog at stampingimperfection.com, and I will put a link below. Thanks for watching.